reading for you about somebody who realizes that the time has come for them to make a decision. They can't be indecisive anymore. They have all the information, they know what they need to know. It's just maybe a little bit difficult for them to make this decision because of what they feel other people might expect of them, or what they feel is the right thing to do. So in other words, I think we have a little bit of overthinking going on. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you are interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, music. How are you doing? All right, let's dive in with the Golden Art Nouveau and see what else we've got for you. What else do we have? Two tens. I've only pulled two cards, and we have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Wands. So this feels to me like we have someone making a decision as to whether or not to make a relationship work, whether or not to make that their priority, or whether or not to, kind of give their all. With the High Priestess in the reverse, we have somebody who has felt like they didn't really know what to expect. So we could have, a little bit of ambiguity around, do I trust you? Can I trust you? So let's see if this is like a long-term relationship that someone's trying to work on, or if it's a new, do I move forward with this? I think this is kind of new. Yeah, we got the Fool too. So we have Chariot, Page of Pentacles, and the Fool. So I think this is someone who's realizing that they could have it all with this new love interest, whether that means you've been on a date or you've been on, 22 of them. We've got someone here who's saying to themselves, this seems like something that could be pretty good for the long term. What do I do now? I'm used to rejecting or walking away, but what do I do when it's like the relationship that I've been looking for, right? Hey, GK, if it's not for you, no worries. I hope you have a good day anyways. Hello, Corey. Hello, April. How are we doing? So we've got the 8 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. So do I walk away or do I get married? Should I leave or should I stay? That's the question. They're realizing that it's gotten to that point where I'm either gonna completely decide this is what I want with my life. This is the person that I've been looking for, or I'm gonna decide that it's time to go back to just being me, right? Hey, GK, you're welcome to come back if you'd like to be respectful tomorrow. I'm glad to hear that, April. Hello, Haley. How are you doing? Hello, Joshua. We have the King of Wands in the reverse, Devil in the reverse, and the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so we might have someone here who's a little bit shy, someone who maybe struggles to go after the things that they want. There could be, like I said, overthinking or even just doubting that things could go well for them. But the Devil's in the reverse because they feel like maybe they need to go for it. Maybe the fear is something that they could set aside for a moment and still go after this romantic love that they want. Aw, nice try, Google. Thank you, Haley. I appreciate that. So we've got the 2 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. They feel like this is an effortless love. They feel like this is something that seems very natural. They don't have, they don't feel like there's a lot that needs to be addressed in order for the two of you to be able to get along or be happy over a long period of time. So it does kind of feel like this is someone who thinks they may have kind of hit the jackpot here, trying to figure out a plan, but also knowing that they have to approach it the right way. Ah, well, you'll see some sort of sign to confirm for you, Dee. Hello, Johnny. I hope you're having a good day. This is the Mystical Cat Tarot. We have the Earth Kitten and the Death card in the reverse. I never thought I would feel that way again, or I never thought I would want something long-term like that again. This feels to me like somebody who's been in a long-term relationship. Interesting, Dee, because you just mentioned this. Someone who's interested in trying again, even though there has been a situation in the past that made them kind of second guess whether or not love was real or love was something that they could actually find, right? What's up, Matt? It's true. I'm doing well. How are you? Death card is misunderstood quite often, as death can also be about rebirth, transformation, metamorphosis, right? I'm sure the caterpillar is like, what is going on when they're turning into a butterfly, right? That's the easiest analogy to make. But the death is in the reverse in this particular instance because this is someone who's saying, well, maybe this doesn't have to end. Maybe this is what I actually want for the long term, right? Hello, Lisa. Hello, Tess. How are you doing? So we have the Four of C, which is the Four of Cups, and it's in the reverse. Someone who is thinking about the ways this could go well. I don't want to reject this. I don't want to fumble this. I don't want to miss out on what I think would be an amazing life with this person. But there's also this hesitation because we did have the Lovers card in the reverse at the beginning. It indicates that this person hasn't made a final decision. They're sitting here like, I think I did, but maybe not. Maybe I need to, what if this? Overthinking, right? Three of Sky, a fear of loss, a fear of heartbreak, because they've been down that path before. Maybe I need to hold back my emotions because I've been hurt and I don't want that again. This is why they've been taking their time making this decision. The Floating Cat in the reverse, which is the Hanged Man in the reverse. That's good though, because maybe that means we can move past some indecision. There's some sort of desire to update perception. Maybe I've been too willing to expect things to go poorly. Maybe I've been too harsh or too jaded as far as thinking that love could find me again or that I could be happy again. Maybe I just need to update my mindset. Maybe I need to let go of the unhappiness from the previous relationship and find a way to expect good things from this new opportunity, right? What's up, Brian? Yep. Hello, Minecrafting. How are you doing? So there's this hope, right? Maybe after a period of being a hermit or not really believing in love, having to deal with the fallout of a breakup, do I have the ability to embrace that again? Do I have the ability to believe in that again? Can I throw myself like 100% in on this relationship? Ten of Cups is in the reverse, or the Ten of C is in the reverse with the Two of Wands. So it's looking out and thinking, maybe I could believe that again. Maybe I could have that happiness and not expect the worst like I have for so long. Hello, Dart. Hello, Night. Hello, Ty. How are you doing? So we have Fire King, or the King of Wands. The 10 of Earth, or 10 of Pentacles, and the Earth Queen, or the Queen of Pentacles. I love this because the King of Wands is in the upright, literally in the same column as the King of Wands is in the reverse from the previous tarot. So this is somebody finding that courage. Hey, Lee. Thank you for the tip. Will the ex fire the new lawyer? I got you. For those of you that are interested or have asked, after I do the general reading, I often do personal questions with preference to those who have tipped. And I will probably start those personal questions in about 20 minutes, maybe. Who knows, Illuminati? Just date themselves. Yes, that's a great idea, Matt. It's a good way to get to that energy that you want to be in before you get into a relationship. So the 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. The thing is, I don't think I could pass up this opportunity because everything feels so right with this person. Now, does that mean that the Queen of Pentacles is perfect? No. But this King of Wands does not need to be a man, and the Queen of Pentacles does not need to be a woman. But I'm reading energy here, right? This is saying this person that I've been dating, or this person that I've been getting to know, is what I've been looking for. And the introspection is largely focused on, can I really let somebody like this pass me by just because I've been so convinced that love is impossible? Or am I willing to actually just like let go of that and make this work, right? Oh, I love that. Good for you. That's amazing. We've got the Sky King, or the King of Swords, in the reverse. And the Empress. We might have a little bit of a switch up from somebody who's been a bit clinical or stoic in how they communicate, or whether or not they share emotions. That person, King of Swords in the reverse, appears to be bringing out this Empress side. So this is in fact the same person, this King of Swords in the reverse, Empress. It's that loving energy that has always been within them that they probably were ignoring after getting their heart broken. But this new love interest has brought that back out of them. They're like, oh, fancy meeting you here. I didn't actually know that I could still love people. That's cool. Yeah, that Empress is within them. It is indeed. All right, this is the situations deck. We've got alien, telepathic, dreams, songs, and drama queen. Thirsty, causing chaos, and love. So can I follow my intuition, let my gut lead me, right? Let my wisdom that I've acquired after going through all of these things help me to figure out whether or not I can trust someone, because there's real love here. They just have to let go of this dramatic situation, or maybe overly passionate or didn't really know how to handle it experience with love in the past. So if I can let that go, then maybe I could actually be happy with this new person. There is protective energy here from a family member. This could be somebody who's alive or somebody who's not alive. My condolences if you've lost someone. But I do feel like there's something here that is protecting the King of Wands, helping them to see that it's okay to trust, that it's okay to love this person. So they might be getting signs, dreams, music, even strange like light situations, like light bulbs flickering for no reason. All right, this is the Wild Reflections. You're funny, April. What else do we have? The Queen of Cups, loving energy. Queen of Wands in the reverse. I think this is somebody quite literally comparing you to their ex. And maybe initially that doesn't sound so great. But when you look at these two images, can you kind of see how this person's basically saying, okay, well, where that person in my past was jealous or didn't necessarily believe that they were lovable, this person that I'm dealing with right now seems to be pretty comfortable with love in terms of expressing it or receiving it. So I think they're realizing I don't have to be afraid of this new person doing the things that my ex did, because there's clear differences in their personality or how they handle things, how they communicate. So it's like they're selling it to themselves, right? Like, oh no, you'll be happy. This is somebody who knows how to talk to you. Well, are you sure? The last time I got my heart broken and it hurt. Yeah, but that was a totally different person. I know, but it's scary. You know, like the little back and forth. I think they're getting to the point where they feel more comfortable, where they feel like they have more control in a healthy way in the situation where they lacked it before. I don't need to be fearful of this person because they seem to have good intentions, right? Hello, Ryan. Hello, Laura. How's it going? So we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. I do feel like this is somebody who may have had some concerns in the past over loyalty or fidelity. So they are perhaps specifically interested to know how you approach monogamy or being respectful in a relationship. They were dealing with someone who had approached them respectfully up until a point where everything kind of fell apart. So it looks to me like this person might have had a bad experience with a romantic love interest that overnight like switched their personality, or what I thought I could expect from you I no longer could, or you ended up breaking all of those promises, you know? So they're trying to identify the differences between you and this person from the past, and they're realizing that maybe this is actually that situation that helps them to believe in love again. That situation that makes them feel like maybe they could actually be happy in a relationship. What else? The Hermit. Two of Wands in the reverse. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. If you close your eyes and shut out the noise of the world, which could include advice from people who don't really know what they're talking about, you know what you want. Whoever resonates with this Emperor, you've gotten to the point where you're much more adept at figuring people out than you used to be. I think you know the answer, that you want to be in a relationship with this person and that this person would do right by you. But the overthinking is an issue. There's an ignorance that pops up, or a refusal to trust your intuition. And some of you are real quick to just like bat that away and be like, no, I got this. I'm good. Others of you might be like, it can't possibly be good. It's always bad. It's got to be bad. No, I can't trust this. I can't trust anybody. I don't trust anything. Don't miss out on beautiful opportunities in your life because you're afraid of being happy. Because this feels like the real thing. But those memories of the position you were in before have this potential to limit you and cause you to walk away from something that is actually quite lovely. High Priestess in the reverse. Yeah. So for many of you, you've gotten quite good at your intuition, your discernment, but you might have a blind spot, which is you second guess yourself when you read that somebody might actually be trustworthy and you're like, that's got to be a mistake. There's nobody out there that's a good person. Nah. Psh, lovable? I don't know. I don't know. You look like trouble. Don't assume the worst of everyone. Trust your discernment. Because it's the second guessing part that's the problem. Your first read is good, and you're like, psh, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Valid. Hello, Michael. How's it going? I hope you're having a good day. Stranger danger. All right, this is the Love Oracle. Let's see what it has to say for you. I like that, Ryan. Ooh, I love that. We have the second chance. So even though the first time did not go well, even though there was some non-committal energy from your previous relationship, that doesn't mean you have to expect the same thing from this person. Yes, there was pain. There were a lot of things that you learned from that first or, you know, major breakup. But you don't want to miss out on the good signs because you would look back on it and view it as a mistake. This would be the person that got away, and not in just like some cheesy way, but no, I really know like in the depth of my soul that that person loved me and I just walked away. So challenge yourself to see that maybe you actually have found a winner. It's going well. How are you, Lotus? We've got, wow, so we had heart fog, mixed signals, blocked emotions, and then we also have cloudy judgment. So please don't walk away from a beautiful love connection just because someone in your past was a twat. Yeah. Don't let the people from your past ruin the good things that you can have just because they were lame. It's true, Michael. Oh, good luck to you, Lotus. Ellen, that is concerning. So we have only you, devoted, attached, and crave. This is somebody who is committed. Even if it's still kind of not determined yet that you're in an exclusive relationship, this person's not interested in others. If you are already in an exclusive relationship, this is what they want. They don't want anybody else. So there's this chance that you have at a very secure relationship with a person who is also coming through as secure. Someone who doesn't need to get external validation to feel good about themselves. Someone who just wants to like luxuriate in your love, right? Oh, I hope that gets better for you, Knight. We've got family, fertility, parenthood, pregnancy, bluff, pretending, mask, exaggeration, and elusive, dishonesty, deception, and trickery. So there could be concerns over whether or not this new partner is going to be like the previous one where you felt like they changed it up real quick. Some of you could be concerned as far as whether or not to start a family or, you know, how to pace that. But the important thing here is to just approach things honestly and communicate wherever possible. Because this is a person who has good intentions. So this is the Voyage of the Soul. And then after that, we'll start with the personal questions, okay? It's true. So we have purpose, mission, quest, soul's calling, aspiration, goal, and drive. And seasons, cycles, elements, spring, summer, fall, and winter. And seed, potential, fertility, idea, budding, future, and capable. So learn from the past what you can. Remember that your life is going to have levels to it. Sometimes you level up, sometimes you boss up, things improve for you. You got to be able to embrace and show gratitude for those changes instead of expecting things to always like fizzle out. So this is, for some of you, a sign that you might be starting a family. For others of you, this is talking to the fact that this is a new chapter. It's not the same energy from the past, right? Hey, Jonathan, how are you doing? Exactly. So there's a shift for you, maybe even as much as, you know, that we could call it a timeline shift. You don't want to miss out on the positive things in your life just because you expect everything to be as disappointing as imitation crab meat. I actually really like imitation crab meat, okay? Like, maybe I need to get a different analogy, but you've got real love after having dealt with somebody who didn't really know how to deal with real love, or after a pretty devastating heartbreak. So we've got this invitation for you to leverage your logic and pair it with your intuition, because maybe, just maybe, that logical side of your brain is a bit of a jerk. They might be like, screw all of them. You know, like that Anthony Hopkins dude and Legends of the Fall. Like, I don't trust any of you. Get away from me. I'm a hermit. You know? The thing is, when you go through an ego death, that intuition helps you to fill the gaps where logic doesn't always see things. And this has happened because you did actually set aside time to work on yourself. You were actually prioritizing wisdom, knowing yourself, reading the room, learning from the situation instead of repeating a cycle. So good work. This is why at the very beginning of the reading, you came out as the Emperor. Again, boss energy. All right, let's dive into that question for Lee. Hello, Starseed. Hello, Egyptian Empress. Hello, Dana. How's it going? All right, so for Lee, we've got, will the ex fire the new lawyer? Yeah. I don't even know if they're going to get much of a chance. Sorry for laughing like a weirdo, but if you look at the cards in the reverse, there's these two letters. I feel like Spirit is making fun of your ex. Look, the Horseman of Cups or the Knight of Cups is in the reverse, which is like the offer's no good, this connection, or somebody's moody, losing their temper. And then the Fool in the upright talks about a new beginning, which, hey, if it's a new contract or a new lawyer, it's like, hey, well, maybe we can, like, you know, get what we need done in this case. No, there's no beginning. It's like, next. I don't like you. So I don't think it's going to be very long-lived. Karmic Justice. He's his own worst enemy. He could do much better with actual professional assistance, but he's too into himself to realize that he needs that. Good luck to you, Lee. I appreciate you. Thank you, Lotus. I laugh a lot, including it myself. All right, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I have a plan to be outside this afternoon. So I'll be back for one other reading, but I'm going to head out now. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes, and I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.